Ripple has announced that it plans to expand its presence in Dubai. This comes in the wake of Ripple's CEO reportedly saying the firm's legal battle with the SEC is set to cost the firm around $200 million. Joining us to discuss is Navin Gupta, Ripple South Asia and MENA Managing Director. Welcome, Navin.
Jen, Emily, thanks for having me.
It's wonderful to have you there. Before we dig into it, we have to talk about this $200 million number. What do you make of this when it's costing firms hundreds of millions of dollars to defend themselves against the SEC? What does that mean for the sector?
I really don't have much to comment beyond this. Now the decision is with the judge to make a decision, and I think everything is in public domain, so really don't have anything more to comment, right?
So I take it you're here because on the show to talk a little bit about Ripple's expansion to Dubai. But let's just sort of, with the main thing people are asking, is Ripple kind of done with the US? Is that part of this? Do you think, is this actually like part of a strategy to move out of the US for some of these regulatory issues that you've been facing?
So I think, definitely say if you look at UAE as a market, it's very attractive to us. Middle East as a market is doing very well. And the comparison that I can draw is I used to work in the Valley from year 2001 to 2005, and you had three ingredients going in the Valley at that time. You had absolutely brilliant talent, you had VC money that was available, and then you had enabling regulation. And at least in the blockchain space, I can see exactly the same thing happening in the UAE. Every week, I see projects, people coming and calling UAE their home. We have got both public and private money, and then we also have got great progressive regulation here. And I think that essentially is the right ingredient for the blockchain Silicon Valley to be essentially be based here in the UAE. So I essentially see that happening, and Ripple is here to take advantage of it, and that's the reason we're expanding and in growing in the UAE.
Tell us a little bit more about your expansion plans. The UAE next, but the UAE now, but what's next? What's next on Ripple's roadmap?
Yeah, just UAE itself, we'll be serving the whole region, not just the UAE, because this serves as our launch pad for Middle East and North Africa. So just a couple of things. So for example, as you know, Global Swell, which is our annual event, this is going to happen in the UAE this year. And what we're going to bring is going to bring a large number of customers to firsthand experience both the regulatory progress in the UAE and also the progress that we have made. So it's a great show for them to come into. And then second, we are also expanding in terms of our offices, in terms of the work that we are doing here, and we are very bullish on where this is going.
How would you characterize the crypto regulatory environment in the Middle East if you had to compare it to what we're seeing in the US right now?
I think it's just light. It's day and night, right? So what I can see, because I experience mainly the UAE, I think the regulators are very open. You can come up with an idea, have a dialogue with the regulator, agree on the way forward, and you're able to move forward with very quick speed. Also, you're able to very quickly mobilize in terms of team. You're able to scale up and then constantly go back to the regulator if the model changes in some way. So this is this healthy two-way dialogue that's creating the fertile ground for companies to grow in the Web3 space.
Navin, thank you so much for joining us this morning. That was Navin Gupta, Ripple South Asia and MENA Managing Director, weighing in on regulation in the US and MENA, and also on Ripple's expansion into the Middle East.